Hello, welcome back. This is James Herrera from UXShape. Today we'll continue our inventory mobile app prototype. And what we've done, we've been able to prototype all the sections so the user can log in, can retrieve their password, and we will send them a PIN code and they can sign up as well. So they can do all that right now. So what we need to do next is we need to go back to our sketch. Then we will look at once the user has been able to retrieve their password and we've sent them a PIN code. They will note this PIN code down, on a piece of paper, and the user is directed to a page where they can now enter their PIN code to verify it. So the process we're going to look at here, this process is if we're going to check user can verify PIN code. So we check for if PIN code is correct, then direct user to reset password page. If PIN code is wrong, show error message. So that's what we're going to do. Then the next part we will do is we will check user can request callback, user can request another PIN to another number, and all these user can do that before they can actually reset their password. So this is going to be a long tutorial, and I'll try and make it a bit shorter, but I will not want to rush so that everyone can follow as I prototype. So this is what we're going to do. We just minimize this now, and let's go back to Azure. We already have this page here, so I'm just going to change this back color to a bit darker, and I'll remove this for now. So this is the page that the user is going to be directed to when they sign up first. But because I want to make this interactive, I'll just grab this for now. And firstly, what we can do, we could have another box here, rectangle widget, and we can make this for the process of sign up and also the retrieve password as well. So what we would do is we would do this, and we could, let's see if we can, I think we'll just leave this like this for now. I will put this here, or let's make this transparent. Let's remove the border first. Let's make this transparent so we can see. And what we need to do, we need to make this dynamic panel. So we have dynamic panel inside of a dynamic panel, so it's like a nested dynamic panel. So if you want to understand how dynamic panel work, you need to watch my other tutorial about dynamic panel, so you can actually use that. And what we've been doing all this time, we've been able to prototype everything on a single page, and we've had a lot of interaction on a single page. So your level of focus will need to be up, and you need to understand how this dynamic panel works so that you can arrange your widget properly. So we have this as a dynamic panel. So I'm just going to say PIN code verify and password reset, and I'm just going to have one state for now, and I'll remove this, and let's copy this and let's put this back to where we are. Move this, so we go to PIN code verify, and this state one, I'll just paste this in here. So let's increase this a bit, and let's put this here. So this is for the verification. This for the password reset. Rather, we will have this password reset here, and I'll copy everything as well. And let's have another one which says PIN code verify, and this will be password reset. So pin code verify and password reset, I'll just make it go like this. So we have that pin code verify. I'll paste this here, increase this, and our pin code verify, we have a bit of sketch that we're going to do here. We're going to have this enter pin code and verify pin code and some bunch of text. So I'll change this button immediately to verify pin code. Yep. And what we're going to do again, we're going to, let me see if we can change this back color to black actually, so that we can see what we are doing. I will ungroup this and we will make here and say pin code txt. That's what we need for now. And I will just remove this and remove these other text boxes. We don't need this one. So we just had some bunch of text, and let's add some text here, and let's say enter the pin code sent to you via text message, and we have this. Save this as Maven Pro. We can make this center. Enter pin code, change the text to white. So we have that, and let's just move this a bit up. And we're going to add another text again, so I'll duplicate this. Sometimes the user might forget that they request this the pin code to a particular number, and they've forgotten that number. So we just say if the user wants to change, they can change as well. Change the number change your number, or want us to call you instead. So what we are trying to do here is that the user can request another another pin code through another number, or they can decide to call us if they want us to call them and give them their pin code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this and I'll make this button here, which will be call me. No, call me. So we have this call me. All right, so we have this call me, and we could maybe make this transparent if we want to, and we can make this white, and we can remove the shadow in this one, and we can change the text to white. So we have this pin code. We're going to have this, and we have this as the form the user is going to fill, and we have this as what the user is going to interact with to get another pin code, and also for us to call them back, using the app. Although we're not going to prototype that part of of us calling them back, we're just going to show one thing. So we have this and we have that. So we're going to group this, and let's just make sure everything is aligned properly. So we have this now that is fine for the pin code verification. So we have this as the pin code verification form, and once we have that, we can go to reset password, and we can just change this back color so the user will be able to reset their password here. We could get this text here and add it to our reset password, and we could get this background here and remove it from here and add it to here so that everything is well aligned properly. So we can ungroup this, and we can align all this properly so everything is perfect. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is to verify if the pin is available. If the pin is not available, then we display an error message, which is simple. So we're going to check here if pin is correct, and if pin is not correct, we're just going to do that, and the user can reset their password, and also the user can call me back. So the first we need to work on is this verify pin. So back again, I'll go here because we've done this before. I'll just grab this, and because we have it at it's 3 dynamic panels, so I'm just going to use one and say can name this as pin code verify. We have this pin code verify, and we'll say here it's all fields completed, which is fine. We're going to use that one as well. And next step again, we're going to say pin code verify. I'll just name this 2, and then we will have this if our pin code is fine. So pin code found. So if the pin code is found, we're going to have that dynamic panel show, and if this pin code is not, which is 3, just name that as 3. So if pin code, so we say if pin code is not present. So first thing we check, if pin code is found, we display this. If pin code if the pin code we have, the text field, we did not fill any pin code inside it, we're going to display this error. And if this pin code we have it and then it's present, we're going is not present, we're going to display this error. And if everything is fine, we're just going to show this. So let's go back to our pin code verify, and we will add this interaction to it. Although because we've copied it, I'll just remove all the interactions we have here so that we can start from the beginning. So I can name this verify pin code btn, and we will add the onClick event to it. We add conditions and say we need to differentiate this email address as well. Okay, so we have it as pin code txt already, so we're just going to say pin code txt. So if pin code is empty, we'll say all field must be correct. So we say show and bring to front. We can show and bring to front. So we will go to our pin code verify. We cancel this. Let us check it from here and let's see which one we'll need here. we have lots of dynamic panels, so we need to be sure. All right, so if it's empty, so we're going to display pin code verify only, not the pin code verify one. All right, so we have this add condition, and we'll say pin code txt. That's fine, and we say show and bring to front. So we say pin code verify only. Yep, we have this show as light box, and we'll say pin code verify and show as light box. We just need to change this. All field must be completed. Yep, that's fine. The next check we're going to do is we're going to check. I'm going to cancel it. We just click on the unclick, and we have the else part, and we will say pin code txt. If pin code txt equals if pin code equals 654321, which is wrong, we'll close that and say show and bring to front, and then we will show something pin code, which is the third pin code verify, which is going to show us an error message that we cannot find that pin code. So we will enter here and say that pin code does not exist. All right, so we have that, or instead of saying does not exist, we can say invalid. The pin code is invalid. All right, so we save that and we go back to verify pin, and we had our third case. If pin code is correct, what we're going to show is we're going to show the reset password page. So we have this pin code txt, and if pin code is correct, we say okay, we say show, we say bring, and then we will, what we'll show is the password reset actually. So we don't need this part, we just need to set our dynamic panel state, which is pin code verify, and we will say this state is what we want to show. And we can maybe add animation to this just to give the user a bit of good interaction when they are working on our app. So let's test that part and let's see what's happening here. The user forgot the password. They enter correct email address. We are sent pin code and they land on this page. The user tried to enter pin. All field is needing to be completed. They enter 654321. We will have an error which the pin code is invalid, and we will also check if pin code is correct, and we will go back and slide. But what we need to do, we need to make sure we have our error messages here. We need to align this properly back, group this, and put it at the center so that they show in our center screen. So that is what we have now. Let's go back to our pin code verify, and we just change this email address text int to pin code. We say pin code. We say pin code. Let's go back again and refresh this. Forgot password. Enter correct email address. Retrieve password. They've been sent their pin code. They enter, the correct pin code, which is 123456, and they can now reset their password, and we can have all this interaction there. So the reset password is because we've copied everything and because we are using the same button, which is for the reset password, all our code that we have here on the onClick event has come along with it. So what we just need to do is, instead of us using this email address here, we can just say, let me see what we have in the reset password. We have all our code here, reset password, which is email address. So what we need to remove the email address section from it. So in our edit condition, we can remove this value here, and okay, and we can edit here and remove the value here, okay, and we can remove the value here, click OK, and we can remove the value here as well, and okay. So once we have that, we can just delete this email address part of our page. So we group this together, and we can actually move this a bit closer. We group this together, yeah, and we can leave it at this. So what we need to do, we need to change the back color to transparent, go to verify pin code, and then change the back color as well to transparent, and we can try our prototype again. So we go back here and we say we forgot our password. We enter the correct email address. We can retrieve our password. We are sent this pin code. We note that pin code down. If we try to put anything here off, please complete all fields. If we try to put the wrong pin code, it tells us that pin code is invalid, and if we enter the correct pin code, it gives us this page for us to reset our password, and we can enter our password 123456. We can enter our password here. Once its password is correct, we can reset, and it's saying email address is in wrong format or right. So but we've not done that part here. So let's go back to our verify our password reset, and we'll say all right, what we need to, let's edit this condition here. Yeah, this is talking about the password. So we have here if both password match. Actually, we can remove this. We can remove this case here, and we can just let's try this case and let's see what we have here. We have this password. And let's enter the correct pin. Let's try to reset our password. Saying email address is in wrong format. All right. Okay. You know, I think because we just cancel it out, we just probably have to remove it. We have repeat password and we have password txt. All right. So what we need to do here is we need to check this case and see what we are doing right. Password txt is this. That is fine. Password txt empty, which is fine, and password txt is fine. All right, so let's go back to our error messages for our email address that we are resetting our password. Because we are using the same information. I'm just going to change some things here. So we have an error message here. So there's a lot of dynamic panel. I will advise, wherever possible, try not to use a lot of dynamic panel. You can use different pages, but sometimes it's much easier for me to work with the dynamic panel. So you will look for the error message, or probably maybe what we could do, we could give our own error message. So we say correct email address format. All right, so yeah, that's not what we are showing. What we are showing here, actually, we are not displaying this one. We're going to remove this first case. Actually, we remove this first case. Let's try our retrieve password again. Forgot password. jamesorel@gmail.com. We enter the correct PIN code. We enter the correct password. And then we are directed to home page. So that is working now. So what we've done in this tutorial, we've been able to check if the PIN code is correct. If the PIN code is wrong, we have an error message. So let's minimize this and let's check it again. We go back to the landing. Forgot password. We try to enter the correct email address, and then we will retrieve our password. Let's try to enter wrong. PIN code is invalid. Let's try to submit without entering anything. All field must be completed, and let's enter the correct password, which we have is gonna be this. And once we reset our password here, we will go back to the home screen. What we've not done, however, is we've not done this callback requests, and also if user change their PIN. We're going to move this to the next tutorial, because I think we might be taking too long in one video. So I want to short that so that we can also create another video tutorial for if the user want to change their number, then they can change their number and we can just do that. So what we have here is user is redirected to home screen. One password reset is successful. So I'll just tidy this design up. You can go back to verify. Just tidy it up, change this to that, and we can refresh this. I'll just maximize this now. So recap of our tutorial: from the splash screen, we have the onboarding. User click get started. They can enter email address and login. So I'll enter email address, password, and they go to landing home screen. If they're on the landing page and they cannot remember their password, they can retrieve their password using this as well. We send them a PIN code. This page loads. The user enter the correct PIN code, and we can have them reset their password. Once they've reset their password successfully, they are landed onto the home page. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and in our next tutorial, what we're going to work on will be, we're going to work on our home screen session, because what we've done now, we've done the retrieve password interaction and we've done the reset password interaction. The next tutorial, we need to work on the home screen session. So I'll see you in the next tutorial. If you have any question, give me a comment, and if you want any help with your prototype, send me a comment as well. You can also request this file and it will be sent to you. And also do subscribe to our channel, and you get more video tutorials as we go along. So stay tuned, and see you in the next tutorial. Bye.